So our eyes, our physical eyes. Oh, interesting. They want them to relax. So like the tension is also like stress in the eyes. So certain things like auras, certain things like frequencies, they're out of our normal visual scope, but they're just saying it's because our eyes are so tense, and also because that's how we've learned. So imagine if someone teaches you to write, and then you break your arm, you want to do it with your left hand, or vice versa, if you're a lefty, and then it becomes, you know how to do it, but it's awkward. So anything that we practice becomes our normal. So the way we look is a normal thing. How we focus, what we look at, how the brain has to filter out certain things, because otherwise it's an overload of information. So just feel into your vision and feel what it is to look from your eyes. You're seeing, I don't know, a puppy, a flower. You're seeing the news on telly, but you are, from where are you looking at? You might never have asked yourself this question. So look to see where you're looking from. And then see how quickly you're watching the news. Oh, that's sad. That's bad. That's horrible. You're looking at a baby. Oh, that's cute. They're a bit plump. They're crying. Or you look at a puppy. They didn't pick up the poo. Or you're looking at a tree and you go, oh, that's beautiful. What a beautiful shade it gives. There's like always a narrative with what we're seeing, which is fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but just to be aware. To be aware. And then also become aware of how my consciousness is conditioned with these examples that I gave. Why is something good? Why is something bad? Why should something be anything? And that's the story behind it. That's what we've been told. If you saw something totally new, you've never seen it before, your brain would grapple to make it look like something, it's similar to something. I wonder what it does. Is it a good thing, a bad thing? So just allow yourself that knowledge. We are infinite beings. Depends how you want to see it. Timelines or quantum realities. And it's as if we close our eyes, we could go into different worlds. We can go into imagination. And your brain really doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination, depending how rich you make it. So by closing your eyes, you have a choice not to be bombarded by the outside, or you not to insist on interpreting what you see. And so we relax this muscle. We're fortunate. We know that we can open our eyes and see something. But just for now, we are going to keep our eyes closed and have that knowingness and that sensation of safety, and then just drop the stress in your eyes. So imagine a wild animal in the forest being hunted, either by someone with a gun or another predator. Their eyes will be darting from one place to the next. Their body will be in alert mode, but their eyes as well. So relax the eyes. They have nothing to see at the moment. They don't have to save you from anything. Let the fascia unwind. So try and keep your eyes closed. We need to detach from the seeing at this moment, this type of seeing. And relax your eyes. There's nothing to see. And so these eyes are connected to our thinking process and our conditioning and our consensus. We might be a little rebellious and a little out there, especially if you're on this call. And so you might see something as slightly different. There we go. We're just going to clear those eyes for a bit. And wherever they're connected to, it's not about detaching them. It's about softening this highway, this pathway from your eyes to your brain to your interpretation. So if you did use glasses, quite strong glasses, and if you opened your eyes, your reality would be blurred. It would be out of focus. So you have a tool that sharpens it. So we're doing the other way around, not that we're going to lose any vision, but we're going to relax the 3D vision. And we're going to use your imagination. If you were to open your eyes in your imagination, and all of a sudden you could see different layers, maybe a little bit of light around something, maybe what you see creates a deep compassion in you. So it's not just seeing, it's feeling, understanding. A wiser connection will most certainly make you look with more love and compassion at whatever you're seeing. So again, we're going to use your imagination. Imagine the same analogy. If I open my eyes and I use glasses, my vision will be blurred. I use a tool to sharpen my focus. And this is very normal for us. We can become analytical and say, yes, it's a muscular thing. It's a degeneration of the eyesight, for sure. But something can bring it into focus. And then your eyes, or let's say your brain, can make sense of it again. So we're going to ask your brain to make sense of the soul eyes vision. I'll say that again. It's as if the brain can start to interpret a second or third or fourth layer in your vision of what you are seeing. So let's say the tree might be a beautiful green-leaved tree giving shade, but all of a sudden with the soul eyes, you might see a pulse or interpret it or see it alive, or depending how cool you get with this, you might hear it talk to you or see it shine. There we go. We still got our eyes closed. Here we go. The transmission. So, of course, when we open our eyes, it's not going to be wham, there it is. It's a quality. It's as if a veil is being lifted. So you need to play hide and seek with it. You need to go, oh, I've noticed something different. Or maybe 2 days later, you said, oh, yes, I did notice something. So you have to start becoming aware of the nuances of the changes. Here we go. So where is this going to connect? Maybe to the brain, maybe somewhere else. So let's not decide. Let's allow it to happen. There we go. So imagine while we're doing the transmission, play a game within your consciousness and allow it to be open-ended. It doesn't need to be this way, but allow it to be a game of saying, when I open my eyes, can I see with my soul eyes and my 3D eyes at the same time? Can I see a deeper level of reality? Can I see more compassion? Can I see more love? Can I see the possibilities rather than the resistances? Can I see the beauty within the chaos? And if I can start to see that, my life, my interpretation will start to change. My behavior will start to change. We hear these practices, which are great, start being grateful for the little things, and you'll see more and more and more things to be grateful for. So I could say, practice seeing the beauty in everything. But it's very hard if you're in a bad place and seeing all the negatives. So allow this transmission to rewire and re-educate your consciousness. It's not quite the third eye, but the third eye will definitely benefit from it. So relax the physical eyes. Even the third eye feels very like pressured. So if you can, imagine the third eye relaxing. Clear it from your system. Okay. Quantum consciousness, can you find a way through, reconnect like old neurological pathways? So as babies, this is more of our baby visual capabilities than the actual physical eyes. It's something that was there and it was lost because your consciousness deemed it confusing or useless or scary or unusual. So see if that's another imagination that you can say, bring it back, something that you had. There we go. Okay, so become aware of anything that you're feeling without stressing. So if you don't feel anything, that's fine. But you might become aware of some movement, like consciousness movement within your head or even within the third eye. You can feel something in the crown chakra on a group level as well. So again, this could be a quality or it could be an understanding. So you can have like a deeper, richer meaning of what you're seeing or less mind applied to what you're seeing. Could be any number of things. So allow it to be whatever it is. There we go. Use your imagination, just like the glasses analogy. What would it take for your eyes to focus or unfocus or whatever it is to create this soul sight, that looking from the true being, looking from this awakened place that it is there, hidden within your identity, well, hidden behind your identity. Okay. So we're going deeper. So, like with the analogy of these postcards, it was called the magical eye, where you relaxed your physical eyes and took them out of focus, and you could see a different image appear. It's a metaphor, it's the closest I can get. So, it might be that you relaxed your physical eyes. So, use your imagination that by relaxing your eyes, you could see maybe halos or energies, or see things with compassion, or see the life in things. There we go. Feels like the inside of your head is getting heavy. For some. And then they say tight for some and light for some. Okay. And another analogy we use, it's like we have rose tinted glasses on when we are optimists. What if it would be similar to that. Instead of seeing the failure, seeing the possibilities, instead of seeing what's wrong, relaxing with it and finding a way through. There we go. Okay, so they're saying it's like a muscle. So just by not using the muscle, we would have lost it. And then by witnessing little shifts in the way we see, the way we look, it will start to create the muscle again. So it's not necessarily that now after this we open our eyes, maybe for sure, but it's a muscle that we need to grow. And it's grown by awareness. When you become aware of the softening of your attitude, so let's say compassion or understanding or accepting. So accepting what you see is not necessarily being passive, it's just accepting what you see with compassion and then taking a different kind of action. Okay. So tonight when you go to bed, just have this awareness here. In whatever you want to call it, like the soul vision or a layered vision, and ask for your body to recalibrate to that while you sleep. It has to be done when our attention is softened, when our frontal lobe is asleep. So one last thing. This is always from the soul. It's always meant to be love. So just a little ping of fear came up. What if I see and it was dot, dot, dot? So that's still, even on that level, it will still have to do with your identity. So if you see non-physical scary things, just say, that's not my preference. I would love to see, if it were seeing with that intensity, it would be, I would like to see beings of light. So let's clear the fear. Just 1 second. Okay, a fear of going mad. Maybe not in you, but in the lineage. Okay. So again, it's not third eye. It's about seeing beyond what you see with your physical eyes. There we go. Okay. And come on back.